But I want to ask you, we definitely got to deal with this whole Cop City thing because Cop City
I was going to say people have said I've been silent on it. Well, I just didn't want to talk to y'all. Kalonji is someone I know and trust, and he's someone I'll speak. So I'll give my probably first and final statement. they didn't put $100 million into this, and part of war is knowing what you have the war chest for and what you do not. My first job is to take care of my children, my wife, because I've given my responsibility to God to them by saying, hey, I want this woman, I want these children, I want this. And my grandfather say, my job is to take care of y'all. And I have to take care of them. And in taking care of them, what I've understood is I can't chase every fight. I can't chase every fight. When I see a $100 million project coming down and then get passed, I know that there's not much I can do as the one radical rapper, right? But what I do know is there's always a chink in the armor. There's always an addition to, there's always something I can do. We had at one time, and I think it probably after Kasim, it got weak, but there was a woman named Alice Johnson. There was a white woman who was a mentor of mine who introduced me to Reverend James Orange, who was a confidant and an organizer with Dr. King. Introduced me to Atlanta has a civilian board that oversaw the police officers. I'm forgetting the exact name now, but I got another writer hooked up with them. They need to be stronger. They once were stronger. They could bring cops up for review. They could raise hell. They could punish. We need to, because frankly, my only statement is I don't think we're going to stop Cop City. I don't think once $100 million is in play, I don't think we're going to shut it down unless Atlantans. Now, if you got Atlantans, you got black folks from Atlanta, DeKalb, coming up from Macon, Columbus. If you got them standing in front of, but that's not what I've seen. Not to say there aren't black folks on the scene, but if it looked like the Rodney King riots, I would say, okay, we stand a chance. But that's not what it looks like now. And the average everyday working class black person I meet in Atlanta, that's not the first question they're asking me. But what I honestly think is that we should be fighting like hell to make sure that as this training center comes for policemen, for EMT, for fire department, our fire department happens to be majority black, interestingly enough, and their training facility is a death trap right now. They need to train somewhere better. But if this is coming and we don't have a choice, and it seems as we don't have a choice, it seems like we coming, and I've seen the efforts that people are putting up by getting it on the ballot, trying to get it on the ballot through signatures. I'm not against any of those efforts, but I've seen how this city works, and knowing Atlanta, I don't think it's going to be stopped. But what can we do? What can we amend? What can we attach? And I think that Citizens Review Board that I think that we need to, in Atlanta, set it up so that Katherine Johnson can't happen again. I think we need to set it up so that brother, that Wendy's, God bless his soul, that doesn't have to happen because the fear. What was my brother's name again?
Rayshard Brooks.
Yeah, Rayshard. I think that with Rayshard, with Katherine, that ultimately the legacy that we could do in Atlanta that's really doable is getting that board of people who not former police officers, not former politicians, but are just regular everyday citizens to have some power and autonomy over how police use tactics. And I think that that's doable because it's been done before. But in terms of Cop City, it's a juggernaut, and no matter what I've seen done from the organizers community, and many of those organizers I've known, I love, support. Some I don't know, love, and support, and they don't know, love, support me, and that's fine. We'll eat at a different Golden Corral. But I would like to see a brother like Kalonji over a Citizens Review Board. I would like to see radicalized people on that board, because once $100 million into play, it's just hard to stop things economically in this system. So, we'll see. But I'm in solidarity with those that want to push the line as far as they can. That's fine. I think what I've decided is that the line that I'm going to push, the one that I think is possible, and the one I think is possible is in having, in some way, citizens empowered to press and the tactics, the training, and the policy that police are given in this city and every city. So
I'm gonna, and I heard what you said, and I appreciate your honesty because of the fact that that's what I like to bring, and for folks who's checking it out, I like to bring people on to hear what they have to say, because oftentimes, I'm not speaking for you. I'm not speaking for Daruba. I'm not speaking for anyone. You know what I'm saying? My position is like, okay, well, what do the people have to say? You know what I'm saying? What is your response? So I want to ask you, and this is a little bit of a press.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. What do you, and I heard what you saying on that, is backed by corporations. We know that nobody can deny that it is $100 million, and we know these corporations are ruthless, because we know that they're going to do whatever it takes, from the murder of Tortuguilla, who was murdered out in the on the land where Cop City sits. Also, we know that they've came up with all types of terrorist charges on the 61 different individuals.
That scared me. That scared me a lot. That scares me a lot, to be honest with you. To see organizers, press as charges of RICO is very frightening.
So with you, I'm gonna just straight up ask the question: are you for or against Cop City? Yeah. No. And what do you feel should be done? Should folks just accept this as an L?
I think I answered that part. I answered what should be done. What should be done is I think this juggernaut is here. I think it ain't a what should be done, is or what I think is gonna happen. What I think is gonna happen is it's here. What I think is inconsequential at this point, because I think it's here. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's stoppable. So I think it's here. So the question becomes for me, how do I deal with it? It's not a question of if my lights get turned out. Now, my lights turned out. Do I have a lantern? Do I have a candle? What can I do to steal some power from the light pole out front of my apartment? You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
so it's not a litmus test of is Mike for or against. The thing is that nigga is here. So what do I think can happen now that nigga is here? And what do I think about training facilities in that my uncle was a firefighter, and I know for a fact that our firefighters in Atlanta, again, mostly black, they training in facilities that should be shut down, that could kill them. And a firefighter is working every day. Policemen riding around every day, but I can't tell you they working like a firefighter every day. I can't tell you they dealing with overdoses in the Bluff. I can't tell you they dealing with, heart attacks in Southwest Atlanta. I can't. So I have to at least support the idea that, okay, they deserve better training facilities. Our EMT deserve better training facilities. I have to accept that, the good gonna come with the bad. So the city politicians gonna say, okay, by the way, y'all been asking for better training facilities. We got them now, and we're gonna not only gonna be able to train them, but we're gonna train police too, and we're gonna train them in military style tactics. I understand that is here. There's nothing I can do, or there's a lot that I can, I can pretend to do. I can do like other celebrities who out of LA who won't live in Atlanta, don't live in Atlanta, ain't gonna buy nothing in Atlanta. I can hold up a sign that say Stop Cop City, but is it gonna stop Cop City? And if Cop City is gonna come, what could I do to make sure that people on the ground who are organizing have power and say in policy past Cop City? Because if the Cop City thing is coming in terms of being a physical manifestation of a thing, if trees are going to get cut down, buildings are going to get built, how do we make sure that we have some say in the rules and regulatory systems that are going to be built around it? So that's about it. To be frank, I don't think I can stop Cop City. Okay. Michael Render. But what I do know is that I, in conjunction with other people that really give a shit, can affect policy in this city in terms of who we elect in terms of prosecutors and judges, who we elect in terms of mayors, and the culture of policing in terms of, are they going to be accountable to the public in a radically different way than other cities? That's what I feel like in the morning. I can wake up and help control. So that's what has me. Many of the people that are more radicalized, that are out there in the streets, that are marching, that are protesting, that are pushing, I've donated to many of their organizations. I've sent everything from water and juice to cash bail to help get them out. But it would be frivolous